Welcome to the 2026 standard for Instagram growth content. Today, we are moving away from noisy clickbait and toward authority driven design. Your goal is to signal trust to your audience while maintaining a high click through rate. In this section, we will build a thumbnail that proves your growth and establishes your expertise. Visualizing growth is the most effective way to signal authority. Viewers need to see a concrete progression to trust your strategy. Start with your baseline, show your milestone, and define your ultimate result, such as moving from 10K to 100K and finally to 1 million followers. Ground your digital content in reality by layering a smartphone element. This technique shows the viewer that your growth strategy is actually being executed on a real device. By showing the phone, you move away from abstract claims and provide visual proof of the work being done. This transparency significantly increases audience trust. Ensure your screen content is sharp and legible even at smaller thumbnail sizes. This professional touch signals that you are an authority in your field. A verified badge icon acts as a powerful trust signal. By placing this near your growth statistics, you immediately establish yourself as an expert in your niche. Data confirms this simple visual cue can boost click-through rates by 15 to 20%, as it tells the viewer that your content is authoritative and validated. Use this element sparingly to maintain credibility, and always ensure it is clear even on small mobile screens. To ensure your thumbnail commands authority, start by establishing a glowing brand identity in the background. By using a subtle, low-opacity logo, you anchor your brand while maintaining the high-contrast minimalism required for modern mobile viewing. This approach ensures that your foreground elements, your hook, your proof, and your call to action, remain perfectly separated from any background clutter, keeping the focus squarely on your value proposition. In the fast-paced world of social media, typography is your primary hook. Follow the under 5-word rule. Scrollers make split-second decisions. If you use more than 5 words, you create cognitive load that drives users away. Keep it punchy, direct, and readable. Aim for a high-contrast design like this. This minimalist approach ensures that your value proposition is understood at a glance, keeping your audience engaged. To balance high-energy hooks with professional credibility, add a value-driven subtitle beneath your main headline. A simple, clean line like Real Strategy 2026 signals that your content provides actionable substance, not just hype. To master thumbnail design in 2026, we utilize a strategic neon lighting palette. Blue and purple tones are your foundation, signaling authority, creativity, and trust to the viewer. When you need to trigger an immediate emotional response, introduce neon red accents. Use these specifically on critical focal points like growth charts or notification icons to induce a sense of urgency. These light sources also provide 3D depth, physically separating your subject from the background to ensure your thumbnail pops on high DPI mobile screens. To make your subject pop from the background, we use rim lighting. By tracing the edges of your portrait with neon colors, you create a 3D depth effect. This technique separates the subject from the dark background, which is critical for clarity on small mobile screens. Electric blue, neon red, and vibrant purple are used to provide high contrast, ensuring the creator stands out against the charcoal backdrop. Most users view Instagram in dark mode. To stand out, your thumbnail needs specific optimization for a deep charcoal interface. Design your thumbnails with high-contrast neon accents. Electric blue and vibrant purple stand out clearly against the dark UI background. Avoid muted or dark tones that blend into the app. Keep colors saturated and prioritize brightness to ensure your content is visible at a glance. By testing your designs in dark mode environments, you ensure your authority signals remain sharp and clickable for every user. Key component of your thumbnail is the growth chart explosion. Use a sharp, vector-style design that trends upward. By pointing your trajectory toward the top right corner, you psychologically signal momentum, success, and verifiable results to your audience. This visual cue acts as a shorthand for authority, proving your growth strategy is effective in the 2026 landscape. Effective thumbnails don't just show growth, they hint at the rewards of that success. By pairing your follower milestone with subtle financial symbols, you provide a visual shorthand for the wealth and impact your strategy delivers. Observe how the 1 million follower milestone serves as the foundation. We then layer in subtle coin icons, positioning them as an extension of the result itself. This combination creates a powerful narrative. Growth leads to measurable value, building deep trust with your target audience. The final hurdle for your thumbnail is the mobile legibility test. Instagram users scroll at high speeds on small screens. Your design must remain readable even at 1/10 of its size. Shrink your canvas to 1/10 on your monitor. If you cannot clearly distinguish the text or the core value proposition, the design is too cluttered. Increase font weight, simplify your icons, and maximize high contrast spacing. In 2026, mobile-first design is not a preference. It is a non-negotiable requirement for growth. In 2026, Meta's AI algorithms are highly sophisticated at identifying and penalizing spammy thumbnail content. Excessive clutter, misleading graphics, and noisy elements act as red flags that trigger a low-quality score, effectively burying your reach. A cluttered composition confuses the viewer and signals low authority. When the AI detects too much visual noise, it assumes the content is not high quality, regardless of the actual video value. The solution is to pivot toward clean, minimalist design. By focusing on singular, high-impact elements rather than overwhelming the screen, you signal trust and professional authority, which aligns perfectly with Meta's current quality guidelines. Keep your focal points sharp and your composition intentional. Removing unnecessary elements isn't just about aesthetics. It's a technical optimization for algorithm performance. The Instagram algorithm now applies a quality score filter to your content. Thumbnails that appear overly polished or artificially generated by AI are often flagged as spammy. If your thumbnails look too plastic or glossy, you risk being deprioritized. It is time to shift toward behind-the-scenes realism to gain trust. Authenticity signals authority to your audience. Prioritize raw, real-world images over high-gloss digital art to satisfy the algorithm's quality standards. The final step in thumbnail creation is the composition check. A crowded thumbnail is a skipped thumbnail. Your goal is to allow your core elements, the face, the text, and the growth stat, to breathe. Ensure there is significant negative space. Negative space isn't empty. It's the strategic distance between elements that directs the viewer's eye to what matters most. By creating this hierarchy, you signal authority and trust, keeping the viewer from feeling overwhelmed by noise. Always test your final layout by scaling it down to mobile sizes to ensure legibility. Once your thumbnail is complete, treat it as a hypothesis, not a final product. Use native A/B testing tools to gather real data from your audience. Create 2 distinct variations and let the platform's analytics determine which design signals more authority and trust to your viewers. By testing, you remove the guesswork, ensuring that every thumbnail serves as a high-performing gateway to your content. In thumbnail design, color serves as a silent guide for the viewer's emotional journey. Electric blue creates a sense of trust and authority, signaling to the user that your content is reliable. Neon red, by contrast, triggers immediate urgency, cutting through the scroll to demand attention. By balancing these colors effectively, you shift the viewer from passive interest to an active, ready-to-click state. When finalizing your thumbnail, the render setup is critical. While Instagram will eventually compress your file, starting with a clean 8K source ensures that the final image remains crisp and professional after processing. By working at 8K resolution, you preserve subtle details that get lost in standard HD exports. This technique allows your thumbnail to maintain its clarity even on high DPI smartphone displays, giving your content a distinct competitive edge. Start with an 8K master, then export to the required mobile format. This is the secret to a professional-grade thumbnail that signals authority to your audience. To ensure your content gains traction, remember the magic number for success. Your goal is to achieve an 8 to 10% click-through rate within the first 24 hours. This threshold acts as a signal to the algorithm. Once you hit that 8 to 10% mark, it identifies your content as high quality, automatically triggering the viral loop and pushing it to a wider audience. Stay focused on this window. It is the most critical time for your content's performance and long-term reach.